Hello students, today we are going to learn a new chapter that is C++ from CS1. So C is a high-level programming language that was developed in the mid of 1970s. It was originally used for writing Unix programs but is now used to write applications for nearly every available platforms. Compared to most previous languages, C is easier to read, more flexible, can be used for a wide variety of purposes, and more efficient at using memory. C++, pronounced C++, is a programming language that was built off the C language. The syntax of C++ is nearly identical to C, but it has object-oriented features which allow the programmer to create objects within the code. This makes programming easier, more efficient, and some would even say more fun. Because of the power and flexibility of the language, most software programs today are written in C++. When C++ was new, object-oriented programming was just coming on the scene. This revolutionary type of computer programming transformed the coding world with its promise of more sophisticated virtual data types and objects. In object-oriented programming, an object is a data type that has both data and functions inherent in its design. Prior to the advent of object-oriented programming, programmers typically saw a code base as composed of individual command line instructions. The identification of objects with data and functions built led to a new way of packaging and automating code work. Now, what are the uses of C++ language? C++ is used by programmers to develop computer software, and it is used in the creation of video games. It is used to create a general systems software, and it is used to build drivers for various computer devices, and using this we can create software for servers and software for specific applications. Now there are few differences between C and C++. C is a procedural language. C++ is non-procedural, that is object-oriented language. And in C, top-down approach is used in program design, and in C++, bottom-up approach adopted in program design. And in C, multiple declaration of global variables are allowed, and in C++, multiple declaration of global variables are not allowed. C requires all the variables to be defined at the starting of a scope. But in C++, it allows the declaration of variable anywhere in the scope, that is, at time of its first use, when we are using it first time. When we are using it for a first time. These are the few differences between C and C++. Now, what are the advantages of C++? It's reusability and readability. It has large community, and it is relatively low level and is a system programming language. It has a relatively clear and matured standard. Now, what are the disadvantages of C++? It can be generally heavy if not careful, and data is global or local. Data is global and global data does not have a security. Now data types of C++: primary data type, user defined data type, and derived data type. Under primary data type, int, float, void will come under primary data type. Structure, union, class, and enumeration will come under user defined data type. Array, function, pointer, and reference comes under derived data type.